Hey guys, it's Andrea with No Bucks Given, and today's gonna be a budget with me, and this is gonna be a fabulous budget with me because it's a magic month, which means that I got paid 3 times this month, and so that extra money is gonna come in handy. When I go over the budget, I'll be able to allocate some extra money to some sinking funds on top of putting away the money from my prop swap in my last video. That's going to go to the sinking fund. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get you zoomed in, and then we'll go over the budget. Be right back. And we are back. So one of the things that I wanted to do was go over the last paycheck and kind of go over the totals to see if there was any changes. For my last paycheck, there wasn't a difference as far as what I thought it was going to be. It was the same. So no changes there. For the utilities, those also stayed the same. No changes with that. So I'm just going to be updating all the totals. The only thing that changed was the spending. So for food, after going over my expenses tracker, the food I only spent $115. Granted, we also had we were out of town for a few days, and so the money to purchase our food came from our vacation sinking fund, and so that food money is just going to roll over to the savings challenges. I think I'm going to put it towards Bunny Box. I think I might have said that in the last video. But as far as for spending, it was 115, so that was pretty good. And then again, everything else also went to savings challenges, since that's how I fund my savings challenges, is through my variable expenses. Household, there was nothing. Personal, there was only $16. That was for the Paramount subscription and for I think it was hair conditioner that I got from the grocery store. Miscellaneous, we didn't use any of the buffer, and then the gas was indeed what it was going to be. It was just putting that money towards my gas bucket. And so for this would be 115 plus 16 plus 35.73. So the variable expenses spending was just 166.73, and the gas doesn't really count since I didn't technically get gas. It was just allocating money back to my gas bucket, if that makes sense. Okay, same thing goes for the other sinking funds. No changes with that. For this particular paycheck though, I think because I had reported some mileage reimbursement, I don't know how much it's gonna be, so I'm just gonna kind of make a guess of what my baseline paycheck is gonna be, and then I'll make the edits when I get my next paycheck in June. So the sinking funds all that to say is the sinking funds will stay the same. For the savings, that also stayed the same, so the savings was still at $420, and then the credit card payment was still the $128.80. Okay. Oh, I guess I forgot to put that down here too. I'll be quick about this one. But anyways, how is your day going? Happy Wednesday, friends. If you are new, this is my budget with me. I don't know. So I'm just going to fill out the totals at the bottom. 142.75, 143.62. This was 166.73. This was what was this? Sinking funds. Oh yeah. Oopsies. Okay, I don't have my whiteout with me. My bad. The sinking funds was 377.84, and then this was the expenses 166.73, 420, 128.80. So let's see what the difference was. So hypothetically, or actually what it should be, is that the money left over would have gone to savings challenges. So let's see what I was able to do. 166.73, 420, and 128.80. So 195.76 went to savings challenges. So that kind of makes sense, because if I was only taking out the denominations of 10 for my prop swap out of each of the envelopes, and I walked out with almost 150. Yeah, that sounds about right. Perfect. Cool. Love it. Now I'm going to go on to the next paycheck for May, my magic month. I always love it when there's a magic month. I think my next one's in October, though. Kind of a bummer, but either way, let's see. Let me see if I can get you guys just zoomed in just ever so slightly. Okay, cool. Okay, so for this particular paycheck, like I said, I don't know what the dollar amount is going to be because of the mileage reimbursement, but I'll have it set for $1,262.50. For my credit card cash, this is the money that I take out of my variable expenses envelope, and then when I get paid, that money gets funneled back into the variable expenses, and then I just use the money from my paycheck to pay off the credit card. The cash on hand, let me see, credit card cash, that is $51. For the savings challenges, if you guys watched the last prop swap, you'd have watched or saw that I had $149 that I was able to save, so I was super happy with that. So if I get my trusty calculator that I'm really good at using, 112, 62, 50 plus 51 plus 149 leaves me a total with $1,462.50 to work with for the budget. So, bills. Utilities, right now our utilities bucket is sitting with $260, and so for my paycheck I'll be adding in $50.05. If you are new, I like to have things end in a 0 or a 5. Don't ask me why. I like to think that it's just I have extra time apparently, and I'll show you how that math works. The one bill that's going to be taken out from the utilities bucket is going to be our electricity bill, and it went down, I think, from the last month. So our electricity bill was $60.05. So if I was to take the $260, add the $50.05 that I'm adding to the bucket, and then subtracting the $60.05, I'd be left with $250. And Jake, he'll transfer me money once a month to help pay for utilities and rent and such. So we like to keep it at around $300 as a buffer. So that's gonna go up. I'm assuming that number will probably be the number will most likely be reflected in the next paycheck or the next budget with me. So that's gonna be for utilities. I will have to pay my phone bill. My phone bill is an easy peasy $40. It's so nice having my phone paid off. I'm contemplating getting a new phone just because this phone, I've had it since 2018, and it's an iPhone 8 Plus. So it has some miles on it, but it still works, and I can't bring myself to like getting a new phone if this still works. And I really like not having a phone bill. I haven't had a phone like bill like for paying off the phone in like years, and I just don't want to go back. I don't want to do it. I've gone this long without having to pay for it and just only paying for the service. So I don't know, just talking out loud. But either way, I'm happy that my phone bill's relatively low. One other bill that's going to be deducted is going to be, or one that I'm going to have to pay, is for my endoscopy bill. This one I have a set payment plan for $50 a month, but this will not have an effect on the budget since this just comes out of my sinking fund. So for the total of these two, 50.05, I don't even know why I'm bringing out a calculator for this. It's going to be $90.05. And that's usually like how much I want to put towards our utilities each paycheck. I'd like to put away $90 every paycheck. So I'm on track with that one. Next is going to be expenses. These are gonna pretty much be the same. I have food, I have the household needs, I have personal spending, and then I also have a miscellaneous buffer in case anything else pops up, and then I also have for gas. So for the food, that is going to stay at $200. It works for me and us. Household is going to stay at 11. Personal spending will stay at 90. Miscellaneous will stay at 25. And right now my gas like bucket is sitting with $60 right now, so that doesn't need anything to replenish it, so that'll be for nothing. I'm not gonna add any extra money to it. I will need to get gas soon though. Right now I think I'm at a little more, like, well, more than a quarter, but I'm closer to like half a tank, if that makes sense. Either way, the total for all of these, just because I know the math, let's see, it's 326, 200, 11, 90, 25, 326. So this is usually what I'll need to have as far as cash on hand to replenish my variable expenses. And then I'll show the math of what I need from the bank after having the cash on hand. Next is going to be my favorite, the sinking funds. First sinking fund is going to be for the auto savings. This one, I usually do 20 every paycheck. It's not too much of a priority right now. Thankfully, so far, my car is being very reliable, and I'm very happy about that. So I just need to keep putting a little bit away and hope that she continues to treat me well. Christmas / our gift fund. This one will get $45. I'm still on track with that one. Home, this is for when we do purchase a house, if we need to do any repairs or make any big purchases such as appliances or furniture or anything like that. This is going to get us a head start for that. So for that one, it's going to get $85.98. Lily, she has another monthly vet appointment coming up. So she gets some extra love again this time. So she's going to get $121.99. Medical is going to be the end of me. I received another bill in the mail yesterday or the day before yesterday. Either way, I'm going to go again down the rabbit hole of making sure that it's legitimate and it's not just me double paying for something that's already been covered by the insurance. So more on that. Either way, medical is going to get $89.47. I am so tired of these darn medical bills, but it is what it is. Vacation. So we will be, I think I mentioned it in one of my, I can't remember if it was the last weekly check-in or the one before that, but we had purchased flights to go visit Jake's family. And we'll be staying out there for a week. So I really need to start saving up for that one. Not that we'll be spending a lot, but I just want to make sure that we're covered and, cover our fair share. I know that his parents like to treat us out, but I want to be able to take care of ourselves too. Jake and I are a team. When I say me or anything, it's usually us. He also saves money, and so this is just my portion of what we share. So vacation is going to get $209.02, and this was a big push from the savings challenges. No joke. Besides it being a magic month where I'm able to put more money away to the sinking funds, this is also thanks to the savings challenges. So thank you again, Greta. I'm not going to stop saying thank you to Greta. Okay, let's see how much the sinking funds total was. 85.98, 121.99, 89.47, and 209.2. So for the sinking funds, that total is $571.46. Wowzers. Wow. Okay. On to the savings. Emergency is still doing pretty well. I'm thinking, so with vacation, that's a big priority to me, but also getting rid of these darn medical bills is also a priority for me. I have one bill that I'm on a payment plan besides the endoscopy one where they deduct $435, or they charge my card for $435. I'm gonna see how much that wipes out, and then depending on if this new bill or invoice is legitimate or not, I might need to take money out of vacation to cover for the medical bill, or I might have to dip into the emergency. Not too sure, but we'll see. just baby steps at a time. Not going to overwhelm myself about it, but that's just a thought. So wedding's going to get 45, all that to say. Wedding is going to be coming up in 2026, and it is going to come sooner. It's going to come so quickly before I don't even know. It's like we have 12 months, and I feel like the clock is ticking very quickly. So that'll be getting $240. Retirement is going to get its standard $135. It deducts $270 every month, and so right now it's sitting at $135, and now it needs the other $135 to cover it for June, so it'll be ready when that time comes. And so for the total of these savings is going to be 45, 240, 135, 420. So same as it was last time. I'm thinking that the savings will probably be the same, since I'm not putting anything to my basic savings anymore, since I've kind of put that as like maxed out of what I want to have it as for a buffer for the account in general. So there might not be many changes for the savings going forward, but we'll see. Debt. So this is going to be for the credit card payment, the cash that I took out of my variable expenses to cover the cost of it. So credit card was only $50.03. So that 51 will cover the $50.03. Easy peasy. And it helps when I write down the transactions and take the money out right away. Otherwise, if I don't write the transactions down, it will sit and I might overspend. So for me, it really does help writing out the transactions daily, and I try not to go more than a couple days. I had mentioned in my previous weekly check-in the tips that help me out, so if that's something that you want to listen in on and see if anything might help you out, go on and check it out. Okay, so now for the summary. For the total income, it's $1,462.50. For the bills, it's going to be $90.05. Sinking funds is going to be $571.46. For the expenses, that is going to be $326 even. Savings is going to be $420 even. And then for the debt, that will be $50.03. So getting the total of all this, 1,462, 50, subtract 90.05, subtract 571.46, subtract 326, subtract 420, and the last 53. So I have a rollover of $4.96. So the $4.96 is just going to go to the high yield savings account in just like a general bucket that has nothing tied to it, and that is usually what Ko-fi takes out for my monthly subscription for GB's Ko-fi membership. So that's more than enough for that. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the magic month. I'm so excited about this. So if I get the total, this is what I geek out over. 571.46 plus the 420. I'm having, that's not it. 571.46 plus, plus 420. Almost $1,000. I really do love cash budgeting. I like budgeting in general. When I see the numbers like this going to my high yield savings account, happy days. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get you zoomed out, and then we will end the video. I'll be right back. And we are back. Before I go, what I want to show is how I go about knowing how much money to take out from the bank when I'm ready to do my withdrawal. So with this, I need $326 to fund my variable expenses. So if I get the $326 and I subtract the cash that I have on hand, so subtract the $51 to pay off the credit card, subtract the $149 for the savings challenges, I only need to withdraw $126. So in my cash stuffing video, you will see that I will have the $126. I already have the money ready available. I'll be recording that video either tonight or tomorrow. Either way, that's how I go about knowing how to, like, as far as like recycling money, this is what it is. It's, you do what, like, you set out your budget, you see what cash you have on hand, you see what deposits you can make directly from your paycheck after it's been deposited into your account, and then you use the money on hand to put back into your binders. So that's how I do it. I think I might have skipped that in my last budget with me, but either way, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for your time. And if there's anything with the budgeting, videos that I can, maybe go a deeper dive into, let me know. Just for anybody that's new, I don't go into how much we pay for rent or how much we pay for any other household like expenses, such as like insurance and such. That's something I'm not gonna post in the videos. If you're wondering how come she doesn't pay for rent, we do pay for rent. That just number is just not reflected into the budget. And then also, if you are interested in this template, this is from the Printable Plans on Etsy, and that link will be in the description below. Otherwise, I again appreciate you guys being here, and I hope that this was helpful in some type of way. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye.